Hey guys, moving on to our third concept. As you can see, we're going to start talking about what is the impact of the Enlightenment. We just got done talking about what the Enlightenment is, what the who the people are, and the scientific ideas that were going on during the Enlightenment. Now we're going to look at the impact this Enlightenment idea has on society and culture. And as you can see, that is the essential question for this video. This is going to be a real quick video. It's not going to be too long, so let's get through. First up, some social effects of the Enlightenment. Number one, women's rights. As you saw in the previous video with the philosophers, there were several women philosophers that were making noise during the Enlightenment and broadcasting these ideas that women should be treated equally to men. Real quick, women who argued for equality were ridiculed and condemned. And philosophies believed natural rights of women extended only to the home and family. So women had rights in their own house and amongst their own family, but when it came to society and anything outside of the family life, they would have to be seen as subordinate. They would not get that equal treatment that they would in their own house. As you'll see, there's a growth of reading, mainly coming from the printing press. Literacy rates increased throughout the 1700s. This creates demand for reading materials, increases the number of books published, and development of magazines and newspapers that we know of today will get their start at this point. And here is the literacy rate amongst males between a 200-year period, 1600 and 1800. As you can see, in France, 1/6 of the population actually knew how to read in 1600. Fast forward 200 years later, that number increases to 2/3, or about 66%. Same kind of jump, a little bit less of a jump for literacy rates for males in England and the 200-year span. It jumps from 1/4 to 1/2, so about 25%, which is still is not insignificant. Salons. These are the areas where the philosophies will be doing most of their talking. Because remember, that is the one thing that they like to do, is they like to hear themselves talk. This is an organized opportunity for philosophers, writers, and artists to interact with one another. This helps to facilitate the spread of Enlightenment ideas. It is because of this talking that people start getting exposed to these new ideas, and then they start talking to other people, and these ideas are spread outward. Wealthy women host gatherings in their urban homes. Came from tradition of entertaining social elite of cities. So if there was a upper class social layer, you wanted to get them in your house to kind of start entertaining and having a good time, and then they would also help spread these ideas amongst those parties. Madame Geoffrin served as model and mentor for Salons, so she was kind of the one that started this salon idea, and then people took that idea, ran with it amongst other salons in France. Tone was usually serious, but not leisurely. This was not a time to relax. This was usually a very serious discussion, vigorous debates, and served an important role in education of women. So while the women were working in the salons, they were actually listening to the men talk, taking these ideas, getting them for themselves, and then starting to learn from them, start to become more educated just by listening to these people talk. And then some legacy of the Enlightenment. Enlightenment challenged old ideas about society. Divine right of monarchs is going to be challenged. The union of church and state. As you can see from the last video with the philosophers, many of them argued against the union of church and state. Existence of unequal social classes. Once again, many of them did not agree with that idea. They wanted more equality amongst everybody. Three effects of the Enlightenment were: 1. Belief in progress. Human reason can solve problems in society and the natural world. A more secular or non-religious outlook, so finally starting to separate religion from all the other aspects of their life and creating that barrier. And then rise of individualism, that rise of the idea of the individual, and that people should be known for their work and take credit for their work, and seek the admiration of people whenever they do a good job. Okay guys, like I said, this was a short video. Just wanted to touch on the legacy of the Enlightenment and the impact that it will have. As you can see, a lot of these ideas are, hopefully are able to see at least, that a lot of these ideas are what are going to form the basis of the United States and the modern world that we know of today will get its start back at this point. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.